Davi here, and today we have a new episode in the art session series. And today we're going to be doing a voiceover of this quick sketch I did. I was actually kind of proud of this, although I did receive a comment asking me what this thing is, which I get because a lot of the doodles I make don't always make sense, even for me. But I think this was a little more obvious in my opinion. It kind of looks like a helmet. It could be like a helmet for a soldier, or it could be like a mecha helmet. Think Pacific Rim, right? With like the glass kind of face. To me, that's what it looked like. So I don't know. I felt kind of offended. But I get it. People have different eyes. People have different perspectives. But it's kind of what happens when you have like this approach where you sketch randomly, meaning you don't even know what you're trying to sketch. Like you sort of figure it out as you sketch or paint or draw. But yeah, I kind of like the way this one looked, and it just seems so typical concept art kind of. It has that kind of vibe, because in the concept art kind of space, there are certain like sketches that just do well, and to me, it seems like this would be one of them. That's just my opinion. Like it has a minimalistic vibe to it, and the shapes can be somewhat abstract. I don't know. It kind of looks cool in my eyes. It kind of reminds me of some of the work of this is artist named Richard Anderson or Flapchaps. They sketch or paint or draw a lot in grayscale with flat brushes, and I don't know. It kind of has a bit of. I am influenced a little bit by their work, especially when it comes to the using of the flat brush. Other artists like Shinku Kim, who does a lot of mecha designs with a flat brush as well. They do influence my work. Plenty of other artists also, but yeah, I do enjoy painting a lot with the flat brush, and I think it just helps you. Oh, by the way, I do recommend you when you do use a flat brush, hopefully you have pen tilt available for your tablet, because it just changes everything. Being stuck in like one position, it can work for some, but I think it just having the control over how the brush kind of tilts, it just changes the way you can sculpt things, right? Oh, another artist I would recommend would be like Warwick Wong. He does have a couple of artworks where he does use a flat brush a lot. And yeah, it just looks really cool. And also leaving some white from the background to show. Like not everything has to be rendered, right? And I think I've learned this technique. Just looking at ArtStation, I've done so many arch views, and it's a common thing to add like some kind of backdrop where you don't totally fill up the background, but you add like a dark background usually, to sort of help make your character pop out. But you don't overdo it to like the full piece. Basically, like for the bottom half, usually it's like just white. And then at the top of the background, it's like black or something, and it kind of fades out a bit. I think you will see this a lot in like the portfolio of Yankee or Qiyang, QI space YANG. I think they did some work for, or they're one of the main people in the Black Myth. Is it Black Myth Wukong something game? So I'm also inspired by their work as well, and. Yeah, it just, when I make stuff like these, I kind of want to make cool stuff. I mean, that's the intention. I want something to look cool, but when you start from randomness, you get randomness as well. So not all of the stuff I make will be cool. And when I see stuff like these, personally for me, I like the way it looks. It looks fun. It looks so concept-y. But at the same time, it kind of reflects my personal experience or my visual library. Like, there's a reason why I tend to focus on just the heads, because I can get away with like helmet designs, right? Or head designs for like mechas, because you don't really have to follow too many rules. It just has to look kind of head-ish, right? The moment I start doing like a torso, like even the shoulders, beyond the head, I'm like, I am struggling to make up forms. So it does reflect my lack of experience, my lack of practice, my lack of knowledge when it comes to my visual library, when it comes to these things. So yeah, it can seem bad that when you draw from randomness, or when you draw, without really having anything in mind, it can seem bad when things don't turn out well. But to me, you can see it as a good thing. It just shows you that, oh, there are some spots in like my knowledge base, in my skill sets, that need to be fine-tuned, need to be developed, and that's it. You don't have to see it as like a totally bad thing. It's showing you what you can improve on, right? And it's like targeting you towards that space, because it's hard to, especially if you want to do kind of everything, right? Or if you're just so easily like distracted, it's kind of hard to know where to focus, where to like practice your skills more on, or to like really develop something. But when you do these like random sketches, it's very easy to immediately see what you lack, and because of that, you kind of have a direct answer to what you need to improve on. So in my case, for example, for this sketch, it's the body. I need to do more like soldier types of studies to know how the torso works with like the armor on, with the gear on, or maybe I should do more mecha stuff. Study some basics like the Gundam, the Evangelion bodies, the Pacific Rim, the Jaeger designs. I like those too. Even the what they call them, the APU units in the Matrix. Now, maybe some of you haven't seen this movie, because but for the unks and the unkuses out there, I'm sure you remember the mecha designs from the Matrix. They're super cool, by the way. Remember that scene where the Sentinels, I think they're called the Sentinels, or the octopus squid like things, when they were able to break through the ceiling of that like cave or something, or that underground facility, and all of the units, I think they're called APU units, and all of their guns were like targeted towards that specific spot where they broke a hole into. I'm back, so my bad. I think during this audio recording, my laptop kind of froze, so I may have to cut things out. So yeah, very unfortunate, but it is what it is. Anyway, so I was talking about that scene in the Matrix, which was really cool. Anyway, yeah, I just need to do more studies maybe of that. Yeah, but sometimes when you draw things like these, it's not so much about improvement. Sometimes it's just fun. Like, you don't even have to improve if you don't want to. Sometimes you're just doing it for the fun of it, and you don't really need like a goal in mind. Maybe the goal is just to make some strokes and to make something that looks interesting. Maybe that's the only goal you should be doing right now. So yeah, as much as it's good to be like specific and actually want to improve on something, to have some kind of target, some kind of goal, I think we should not get lost in like the study mindset. I think it's important to have sessions where you just have fun, where you just do art for the sake of it. And I think that's what I'm doing here. I'm just doing art for the sake of it and just making random shit up. And that's what's cool about art. Not everything has to be like fully designed. And I think it's because a lot of the artwork is like for commercial purposes, like for the game industry, you make stuff for films, movies, for the entertainment industry, like manga. If you look at manga comics, like there's like a production mindset to it, which is valid, which is important. But I think we should not be clouded to think that's the only like kind of art, that's available, or that we can participate in or on. I think we should have the kind of hobbyist mindset, because for people who do art as a hobby, they're not that serious with it. Like, they're not trying to make something. They don't really have a career in that thing, so they're not trying to be so like skilled in that thing. They're sort of approaching their artwork, their craft, in a very casual kind of way, and they do it out of like to escape from their work, or out of enjoyment. It's a mix of both, probably. And as much as we want to improve, for those of you who take art a little more seriously, for those of us who want to improve in our craft, in our creative like paths, I think we should have that as well. We should have both. We should have this kind of casual hobbyist mindset, but also that grinding sort of like, I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna improve, I'm gonna succeed kind of mindset. Like you can't lean on too much on one side. I think, in my opinion, only because it helps you it just keeps you sane and not go berserk and not hate art. Because I think as much as it's important to improve, because you need to improve if you want to compete in this marketplace. I know it sounds the capitalism. We have to be realistic. We can't just be jolly all day and just play pretend, and ignore reality. But at the same time, we still have to cater to that softer creative side of ours and not just like the super uber productive side. And I think doing these quick doodles help. So I do recommend you do these quick sketches where you don't really know what you're doing and you just make something up and you see where it goes. And if you want to bring it further, maybe it kind of shows you that, oh shit, I may want to improve on something in a knowledge base that I'm lacking. Then you can go and pursue that path. But before even going there, you want to have sessions where you just make stuff up and just enjoy yourself. And in a way, it's like a warm-up as well. It's also a way to improve in a way your penmanship, your marksmanship, your brushwork, right? And it just helps you get comfortable with the brushes you use, the tools you have, the program you have, the software you use. Yeah. So anyway, that's it for this quick overview, voiceover for this quick sketch I did. If you want the brushes, check out my Gumroad. If you're interested, please check out my Patreon. And if you haven't liked or subscribed, please like and subscribe. And yes, I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.